Hi, I'm Jim.
I'm Rinda.
We are Heartiness Approach. We have had a great garden this year, still some more to harvest from it, and we are excited about it. It's been amazing what we've been able to do.
Not as good as last year.
No.
By half.
Well, there was a lot going against us this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you recall, we had a freeze again on June 30th, and we lost almost everything again.
We weren't ready for it.
Surprised us back. Then, true to form, on September 8th, which was 2 days sooner than last year, we had a hard freeze, 27 degrees, which is why he had to cover it up, which took out all the peppers, all of this, all the squash, all everything. Do you know that from June 30th to September 8th is exactly 70 days, which is what we were estimating we had for a growing season. So we're sitting in the car and we're going, Google, what is from this date to this date? And they said, that's 70 days. And I'm like, wow. So we said, Google, what is the growing days in Bolivar, Missouri?
I thought we asked about frost dates.
Frost dates.
Yeah. How many days between the last frost and the first frost?
And it gave me exact dates, and it said that equals 210. Jim said,
that's 3 times longer than we have here.
Exactly, 3 times longer. So we're like, and if we put a month on the beginning with our hoop house and a month on the end with our hoop house,
we got a lot of growing time.
Woo!
So
are we psyched or what?
We're going to be able to grow a lot, multiple crops, and anything we grow will have plenty of time to finish unless we're silly enough to start it super late.
And we know it does get cold there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So anyway, we're excited. We're thrilled that we got anything out of this 70 days of growing season. Yeah. But we did.
Yep.
And we did it without a hoop house because we don't own a hoop house.
Plus, too, one of the tricks we're going to put into play is a good quantity of the tomatoes aren't going to get red. I mean, they're still very green. Yeah. There's a lot that are ripening right now. But there are things like green tomato salsa, and there are other recipes as well. So we're going to...
And ripening in the windowsill.
Yep. So we're going to... When the next frost hits, whatever is green, and we're going to turn it into whatever we can.
No more struggling to cover it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The first part of the video was showing after we took the cover off the garden after the night of frost. And this is showing some more looking into tomatoes. As you can see, a lot of them did very well. Some didn't do so well. Still a lot of green tomatoes, but not many of them really had too big a problem with this freeze. Tomatillos didn't fare quite as well, but there's still a lot of growth going on with those as well, so covering helped. We didn't have enough covers to do all of the rest of the garden, so where our squash plants were and some of the other plants, we weren't able to cover them, and as you can see, they got hit pretty hard by what was happening. Lots of devastation. The last one here on the end still looks good. You've seen us here in the Salt Flats various times as we've been coming and going through on one trip or another.
From Nevada to...
Well, also on our way to Nevada, we did it a few times. Over the
Utah?
years. Yeah, back and forth. And here we are again.
And we didn't mean to wear white on white, so hopefully we don't blend out and you're just seeing our face as the cars go onto the Salt Flats behind us.
And on the other trips, typically there's been water out here. As you can see, the water's gone.
We are standing in the water,
it's
but
September.
That's not water. Why have we been going back and forth to Salt Lake? Well,
this time?
We're getting ready for Missouri. Huh? One of the things that we're doing to get ready for Missouri is to get all of our medical care taken care of while we're here at a big university. Now, we know there's a big university in Missouri, and now that we've experienced what it's like to live in a tinier town than we are going to live in Missouri, and still go 3.5 to 4 hours to Utah to do it, we are not afraid to do that in Missouri when we need to go.
You got to do what you got to do.
So I have been doing 3 different things yesterday. I can hardly see, so I'm standing here with my eyes closed. I have an enlarged thyroid. And if you've been watching me, if you know me, you may have seen it getting larger. I don't point it out. I like to cover it up. It makes me self-conscious. But it is definitely getting bigger. I've had it since 2005, but it's gotten bigger now so that it shows on the outside. I've had numerous ultrasounds, numerous biopsies done, followed all the way from Colorado, every 6 months in Oregon. I had it followed up in Missouri, and now I've had it followed up here. We had 4 biopsies done on it yesterday, and all the biopsies have been benign. We have no reason to believe that
And
this
we're waiting for the results
won't
from
be benign.
now.
It will be on Friday that I get back the results. And regardless probably of way it comes back, we're looking into having it removed, the thyroid.
For 2 reasons.
Not just the lump. That's on the left side. I have some nodules beginning on the right side. So if they remove just the left side, then I would be on the thyroid medication. And then at a later date, they'd have to go in and remove the other. And he stated that if we just go in and remove it all now, it's totally my choice though, and I still have a lot of research to do this week. I would just be on the medication, and then it'll be done. Of course, it scares me because thyroid is so important to your body, but he assures me, and all the reading that I've done thus far tells me that if it has to be removed, the medication does the same thing that it does. I know they have to tweak it. So that's that.
And in this case, with the negatives that are associated with it, it's better for her to remove it than to continue to live with it because it's causing problems. But the possibility of eventually it turning into cancer is there.
He said it's growing at a pretty fast rate now. Then I had a follow-up on my mammogram from all the episodes from last year, so we'll get that results back. That's what we did over the weekend. And we are headed back to Nevada right now into the smoke.
The California smoke.
The California smoke, the Oregon smoke, and just want to say that our hearts and prayers are with all of our friends and family in Oregon. We have family in California too, and
Colorado, where there's some fire going on,
fire. The one in Oregon has shocked us because it's all where we used to live.
There's so much of it.
And
it's
Diane, I have to tell you personally, my heart has just been thinking of you so much lately. So
of course now she's kind of separated from the current fires.
No, why? She's where? She lives down there too, on the west side of the Cascades.
I thought she was closer to the coast.
Diane, set us straight.
Let us know. Hopefully it hasn't affected you other than the smoke.
This guy motorcycle's gonna... Because they can. We're going home now. Hello.
Here we are at our storeroom. This is serious.
Serious.
She's tough to control sometimes, I'm telling you.
Me? You're the one hiding in the...
We're getting ready to move.
Okay, that's not true.
Partially true.
I so wish it was true.
Yeah, it's time. I mean, we're ready to be in Missouri. We're going to be there totally on our property by April, end of April timeframe. So we have
for
a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
He may be sooner.
We don't know.
We don't know.
There's a lot of variables there. But 3 weeks.
1, 2, 3.
We're going to be taking all of these things, our equipment, our devices, our tools, our canning supplies,
kitchen, our garden covers.
All that we need to get our homestead that we have. We're going to need more than this to get our homestead going is here. We're going to be loading it in a truck along with, we have things where our trailer is right now, our BCS and our other tools and equipment. And we're going to be loading those in a truck, taking them to Missouri, spending a week there to
make one swale and one garden plot.
Prepare the garden plot. Now we're thinking we want to put a fence in too.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes, but because there are some animals in that field, and we're not going to want them tropping over the garden plot that we get ready. We're doing the garden plot here in the fall, getting it covered and ready so that when we get there in April, all that we have left
and we get our hoop house in April.
Yes, all we have left to do is, if we do have, we hope, fingers crossed, is get the hoop house up and then start planting, and it'll be ready to go. So that's the plan. I know there have been a lot of questions. You're not in Missouri yet. You are going to Missouri. When are you going? End of April is when we plan to go. We are moving our things there first week of October.
I have an explanation for all of the people who want to say,
do you think people are asking a question right now? Okay.
Don't keep your stuff. You have too much stuff.
Oh, is that the question you're answering?
This is all the stuff we own completely, except what's in the RV. I mean, we have gotten rid of our life so many times. This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that we don't want to start over buying again and again and again and
yes,
again.
It costs to store it. Yes, it costs to move it. But based on what we have here, it would cost us a lot more to replace this and than it will be to store it and to move it. Because there are going to be some items that no matter what, we would never get rid of. And so having a few more that we know we're going to need, not a big deal.
Are you guys excited to come to Missouri with us on our trip?
So why are we waiting till April?
Well, we're trying to get this car paid off. We had to get a new car while we were here, and we needed it. And we want to make sure that it's paid off before we go. So that's our goal, to have it paid off. And so that's why we're staying, because I have a really good paying job here, which I love. And I'm working on my school, and I'm working to put together my own practice. And that way I'll be able to transition from one
now, are you
to the other.
practicing your clarinet?
No, I haven't had time.
So what is it you're practicing?
I'm practicing being a nutritionalist, consultant, a professional practitioner, and being able to help people with their health. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. That's what we're doing.
What are you doing? Hanging out.
Hanging out.
From
mostly.
the rafters.
From the rafters.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, right.
So that's the journey that we're taking. That's the next step. And we'll take you with us.
Oh, yeah. And just so that we're protected from getting around a lot of people, we are driving our U-Haul, and we are putting our little sweet car here up on a ramp, taking it out there with us so we have it to go around for the week that we're there, and bringing it back instead of flying. We have tickets that we've had for a while. We have tickets that we were going to go out and do all this stuff with, but we can't fly. So that's that.
So it'll be a lot safer. I mean, it's not perfect, but this is something that needs to get done.
And we love to travel.
Like we said before, we've got our trailer to move and all of these items here. So that would mean 2 trips. It means 2 trips no matter when we do it. To do both of them at the same time would mean a week. I mean, a trip out, trip back, trip out. You know, just that'd be crazy. One trip's going to be about all I got in me, I think.
Yeah.
At a time.
Yeah.
With some rest.
Plus, by putting it at the end of April, there's hoped that the big storms are done. We know there's always one big snowstorm at the end, but we are not going across the Rockies. We're going through Wyoming and Nebraska and down. And even that, you can have horizontal snowstorm coming at and get you.
Wyoming can be rough, and doing it late April still could happen, but much less likely to be a storm that would stop us.
That's our story.
That's the story. We are excited to get ourselves back to Missouri. We're not going to jump the gun. Since we said a few things earlier about not knowing for sure when we were going to be getting back there, I might go earlier and so on and so forth. After talking to our friends Austin and Sierra who are there, the way it's working out, it looks like they're going to be wanting to stay there a little bit longer, and they were relieved that we weren't just going to boot them out just as soon as we
We were
can.
relieved that they weren't just going to go out and him have to go. So it looks like we get to go together in the spring.
Yep.
They get to stay there.
Yep.
But who knows? You know who knows? God.
Yes. So, it's a wait and see, but right now it's a very comfortable, relaxing thing. But we're excited to be there. We've started making, talking to them about things that they're doing and that we want to do, that we'll do a little bit together on the land while they're still there.
We're taking our trailer.
We are going to be taking our trailer.
We're fixing our trailer because if you live in a trailer versus just camping, things break. So we're fixing our trailer a little at a time.
Yeah.
And we are glad that you followed us on this little journey that we made over there.
Let's review real quick what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
First weekend in October, we are taking all of our bits and pieces, the equipment,
everything,
a truckload of
everything
stuff.
But this.
We're going to take that. What we have to live with, we're going to keep here until next spring with us.
When we get there, we're going to make a swale, put in the garden, cover it over with black plastic, put our stuff away.
And the reason we're putting in the garden is we're going to be there in spring to garden. And plus, there is a chance we're going to get a hoop. We've applied through NRCS. If we get approved, then come springtime we'll have one of those, and we'll get it put up, and we'll be able to use it for the summer. But we're going to need a plot to put it on, and that's what we're going to be putting together there.
And in the world of 2020, which I don't expect 2021 to be any different, we need food.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing there.
And the scheduling of when we're going to pull the trailer out there is end part of April.
End part of April. Probably the 1st of May. Kind of promised my boss I'd stay till the end of April.
So that's the overall.
Now you know, and we're excited for you to come along and take these trips with us. And we're very excited in 2.5 weeks to get to go back. Yay.
I
think it was 3 when we started this video, and it's 2.5 now.
Yes.
And we're ending it. So,
thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.